You got your first credit card. You open the app, ready to feel like an adult, and instead, you're staring at a wall of words. APR, statement balance, current balance, minimum payment, grace period, cash advance, and you have no idea what a single one of them means. So you do what most people do. You guess, you pay the minimum because it's the smallest number. You let a balance ride to next month, and without realizing it, you just handed a bank money you never had to pay. But here's the truth. Credit card fine print is written in a second language on purpose, and not speaking that language is exactly how they charge you more than the person standing next to you. So, in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to translate every credit card term that actually matters and the exact order you'll run into them. By the end of this video, you'll read your statement like you wrote it yourself, and you'll never get caught overpaying again. And pay close attention when we get to the grace period, because that one misunderstanding is the single reason most people pay interest they never owed in the first place. I'm Keanu. This is Real Credit, the channel for the people the finance world never bothered to teach. If nobody ever sat you down and explained this stuff, subscribe, because that is what this entire channel exists for. With that being said, let's get into it. So first, let's go over the words you will meet the second you get approved. APR, it stands for annual percentage rate. In plain English, it's the interest rate, the price of borrowing money on the card if you don't pay it back in full. A 24% APR means carrying a balance costs you about 24% a year. Higher APR, more expensive to carry debt. That's the whole thing. Now, credit limit, the most the card will let you borrow. A $2,000 limit means $2,000 is your cap. Simple, but hold on to that number because it matters way more than you'd think in a minute. Annual fee. Some cards charge you just to carry them, anywhere from $95 to several $100s a year. But there are plenty of great cards that have no annual fee at all. A fee isn't automatically bad, it just has to earn its place by giving you more than it cost. Secured card. If your credit's thin or rough, this is usually your starting point. You put down a deposit, say $200, and that becomes your limit. It reports to the bureaus like a normal card would. It builds your credit history, and you graduate to a regular one. Think of it as training wheels. And before any of this, when you apply, the bank checks your credit. That check is a hard inquiry or hard pull. It drops your score a few points for a month or so. A soft inquiry, checking your own score or a pre-approval, does nothing to your score at all. So checking your own credit is totally safe. Applying for 5 cards in 1 week, not so much. So now you've got the card. Here's where most people get quietly burned: the billing cycle. Every month, your card runs on a billing cycle, roughly 30 days of spending. At the end of that cycle is your statement closing date. That's the day the card adds up everything you spent and sends you a bill. That total is your statement balance. Then there's your current balance. That's everything you owe at this exact second, including new charges made after the statement closed. So your statement balance and your current balance are almost never the same number. And knowing which one to pay is everything. Then comes your due date, usually about 3 weeks after the statement closes. And that gap between the statement closing and the due date has a name, and it's the most valuable thing on this entire list. It's called the grace period. Here's the magic. If you pay your full statement balance by the due date, you pay zero interest. Zero. It does not matter if you spent 200 or 2,000. Pay the statement balance in full, and that borrowing was completely free. That is the single most important sentence in this video. The grace period is the bank handing you an interest-free loan every single month, and most people throw it in the trash because nobody ever told them it was there. Which brings us to the number that traps everyone: the minimum payment. It's the smallest amount you can pay to stay current, usually a tiny slice of your balance. It looks like a gift, but it's really bait. Pay only the minimum on a balance at 24%, and a single purchase can take you years to pay off and cost you more in interest than the thing you actually bought. The minimum keeps you okay. It also keeps you paying them basically forever. So that's how the card bills you. Now let's talk about where they make the real money and where the language actually starts costing you. This next group is the expensive stuff. So slow down here and make sure you pay attention. Interest. You only ever pay it when you don't pay in full. Skip the grace period, carry a balance, and they start charging you that APR, usually calculated daily on what you owe. Pay in full, you never touch it. Carry a balance, and it quietly compounds against you every day. Next is utilization. Remember that credit limit we discussed. Utilization is how much of it you're actually using. Oh, 300 on a $1,000 limit, that's 30% utilization. This is one of the biggest pieces of your entire credit score, and the rule is dead simple. Keep it low. Under 30% is the common advice, and under 10% is where your score really starts to love you. High utilization, it tells lenders you're stretched even when you pay on time. Next is cash advance. This is using your credit to pull out actual cash at an ATM. Sounds harmless, but it's one of the most expensive things you can do with a credit card. There's no grace period. Interest starts the second you take it. The APR is usually higher than your normal rate. And then there's a fee on top of all of it. 3 penalties at once. Don't touch it unless it's a real emergency. Next, balance transfer. This is moving debt from a high interest card onto one with a lower rate or a 0% rate, usually for a fee of around 3 to 5%. Done right, it can save you serious money on debt you already have. Done wrong, running the old card back up, and you've just doubled your problem. And if you slip, a late fee if you miss the due date, and worse, a penalty APR. That's where the bank cranks up your interest rate to punish you for paying late. One late payment can make everything you already owe more expensive. That's exactly why the due date is non-negotiable. Quick thing here, really quick. I turned every term in this video into a one-page cheat sheet you can keep on your phone. It's free, the link's in the description. Grab it so this all lives in one place. Now, the fun part. Once you start using the credit card right, this is where it starts paying you back. Rewards. Cards pay you a small percentage back on what you spend as cash back, points, or travel miles, money on purchases you were already making. But, and this matters, rewards are only free if you pay in full. Carry a balance, and the interest eats every reward alive, and it completely makes it not worth it. Sign up bonus, also called a welcome offer. Spend a set amount in the first few months and get a chunk of cash or points up front, often worth hundreds of dollars. The only catch is the spending requirement, so never overspend just to chase one. And 0% intro APR, a promo where you pay no interest for a set stretch, say 12 to 18 months, on purchases or balance transfers. Basically, free money to borrow as long as you clear the balance before the window slams shut. Miss that deadline and the regular APR comes roaring back. Now here's the part to take with you. None of these words were ever just vocabulary. They're levers. The person who knows them pays zero interest, keeps utilization low, and gets paid to spend. The person who doesn't pays the minimum, carries a balance, and quietly funds the whole system. Same card, 2 completely different lives. The only difference is whether you speak the language. So there you guys have it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys learned something as well. If you did enjoy the video, please remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already, and YouTube thinks you'll like this video next.